Hello, everyone, and welcome to the... What's the name of our podcast?
Well, this is a great start.
The Last Straw Podcast. My name is Paul Smythe. I'm joined by Drew Padgett.
Hey.
And we don't have much to talk about, but...
We essentially bullshit all day.
Yeah, professionally and socially.
No, not even professionally.
Well...
I don't have a profession.
I guess we can call mine a profession, but that's how it goes.
So what's the first topic on the slate today, Paul?
So first thing we're talking about today is the Blake Griffin story.
Oh, his child support and how insane it is.
Yeah, so we're recording this August 2nd, so this is when the story came out. I don't know.
Why don't you pull up an article, guy?
Don't know. Yeah, I'm looking. So I think it might have came out, or the settlement might have been recently, but essentially his ex-fiance is getting $3 million a year.
I believe her name is Bryn Cameron.
How do you know this?
I heard it on the radio earlier.
No Google searches involved. But so
Is she hot? I can't tell.
I'm not looking. But so what it's saying is essentially that she will be getting $3 million each year for their two children in child support, which sounds reasonable, I guess, for an NBA player. But when you look at it monthly,
that's not reasonable for anybody.
I mean, for an NBA player, he makes I don't know what it's saying.
Maybe for his wallet, sure, but she does not need that much money for two kids.
Well, right, and so here, actually, I'm going to kind of be the contrarian here. Because we were talking about it earlier, and it was I think we were both on the same page, but I'm looking at it now, and it's his ex-fiance, and they have two children. So it's not just like some random person who he got pregnant.
Well, one of the theories out there was he met Kendall Jenner. There's Kylie. I don't fucking know.
One of the Jenners.
One of the Jenners. He's like, well, I want to date her now. So bye-bye, Bryn. And then he got with Jenner, and then she's just thrown by the wayside. And she had signed a prenup. They were going to be married. They were engaged. She signed the prenup.
Oh.
And then he broke it off. Don't know why. Maybe the Jenner thing.
Sounds like a Jenner thing.
Yeah. All that family, Kardashian, Jenner, whatever, all cancer to any athlete, period.
Yeah, it's kind of a curse. It's like the Madden curse.
It's hard to be a cancer to Chris Humphries, but Kim found a way.
Well, it was the other way around, I feel like. He was... No, actually, I don't know.
No, there's no other way around.
Yeah, let's ignore that part. But really...
Hold on a minute, we got some breaking news here. It's the first snap of the football season.
People are going to be listening to this, and they're already going to know who won the game. Actually,
unimportant because it's the first.
Yeah, they
play.
may not care because it's the preseason.
It is a 2-yard completion for the Bears.
Odds are they don't care.
Hey, it's football. Everybody loves football.
That's
Mitch Trubisky is not playing. It's Chase Daniel. Back up to the stars.
Back up to the stars.
Back up Drew Brees for a while. Pretty much his whole backup career has been behind Drew Brees.
No. See, we're not a sports show.
I'm just saying. It's important stuff.
No one cares. So we're talking about Blake Griffin, if you remember.
Yeah, we are.
But really the interesting part, because I guess $3 million sounds reasonable with the salary.
She'll never work ever again.
Yeah, I mean, she's making $258,000 a month.
Yeah.
Which, sure, you multiply that times 12, it gives you $3-something.
$3,096,000.
But when you actually see the monthly figure, it's pretty staggering. Pretty, I don't know, makes you kind of...
I have a couple of...
makes you wish you got a NBA player pregnant.
a couple of reactions I see on Twitter. De'Aaron Fox, Kings guard, said, I believe his words were, she makes more than I do after taxes.
That's hilarious. Well, so for the audience, De'Aaron Fox is a rookie, or not a rookie.
No, he's not.
Well, so
he played 1 year at Kentucky.
He's a second-year player.
Classic one-and-done story.
Excuse me.
Number 5 overall pick to the Kings. He's played one season. Didn't really follow him because he played for the Kings, and no one cares about the Kings.
Well, so really, if we're doing kind of a relative comparison, so De'Aaron Fox is pretty low in the NBA, so I guess it makes sense. But it sounds like Blake's fiance, former fiance, Bryn Cameron, is like the LeBron James of child support.
In what sense?
She's probably in the upper tier of child support. Actually, I say that. There's probably some pretty significant.
He's not the highest paid player in the game.
Well, right, but
that would be James Harden.
It includes his endorsements, and he's a pretty popular player.
Well, we're just talking about NBA salary here.
Largest child. So I'm kind of curious at what the largest child support payments are.
That's a good question.
A lot of rappers, a few actors. Let me I'm pulling it up here.
Yeah, let's get a top 5 or 10 or something.
Oh,
Along those lines.
well, so
Touchdown pass dropped.
no one cares. We can't do breaking news.
It's not breaking news.
It's
observations.
We can't do live reactions to a boring game.
It's the first football game of the season. Not boring at all.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the big one here because
What do you mean the big one?
the largest child support payment ever.
Are we going by month, by year?
So most of the stuff I'm seeing is really in the 20 to 50,000 range. But yeah, but I'm sure this is not the most.
Well, he exceeds that by miles.
That's why it's surprising.
Interception!
Charlie Sheen, I'm gonna ignore this. Charlie Sheen was 105 a month.
You just cut it. 105,000 a month for Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
Yeesh. They gotta throw it off your dude's head. Stupid. Sway your back up, Daniel.
We're not talking preseason football here. Yeah, so from what I can tell, Charlie Sheen was the previous record holder of this terrible record.
He was less than half per month.
That's crazy.
What Blake Griffin's paying.
That's crazy. Well, so, to each their own. You do what you want to do.
Cliches here.
To, Bryn.
It is what it is.
Congratulations. I do hope, it wasn't just a nasty situation. Everyone is amicable, other than this significant.
Well, I've got some stories about that I heard also on the radio.
Regarding the Blake Griffin stuff?
Well, just kids, period.
Oh, kids.
With her, yes.
Oh, with her. Okay.
But
I thought you were just talking
she
kids
said
here.
Apparently, at one time, she was broke. Yeah, $100 in her account. Didn't want to get a job. And I guess maybe had one kid at the time. But that's her fucking problem. Not wanting to work.
There are a bunch of different ways to look at a bunch of different things. I'm trying to be diplomatic because...
You gotta be opinionated. Same thing.
So I recognize it happens. It's not always going to happen, but it's a real thing. And, NBA players, that type. Though it sounds like this was a serious thing, so I'm not upset with her getting that amount of money.
Well, what I was saying earlier about the other guy involved, she also has a case with Matt Leinart.
Oh.
Former quarterback.
Oh.
Kind of a bust in the NFL.
Is she getting, still
not near
money.
as much as Blake Griffin is paying per month.
Right.
But still a lot. He's paying $15,000 a month for his one kid. If I'm him right now, I'm angry that I still have to pay.
Well, I bet he won't have to pay anymore.
I would hope not.
I'm wondering about that because that's pretty. I don't know.
$15,000 on top of $260 is like club money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I bet he'll be able to get out of that. So maybe there's something good that comes from this.
I know. I'd love to say $15,000 a month.
I guess another good thing is Blake's children get to benefit from his success, which is obviously important. So you know what? Good for Bryn.
That's probably why he doesn't mind paying that much.
Good for Bryn.
It's
well,
for his kids.
I'm sure he wasn't happy about the payment.
Well, no.
He's probably not seeing the judgment, thinking, "Oh, okay, now my kids can be happier." Because I'm sure he takes care of his kids. Or I assume he does.
Well, if he didn't before, he has no choice now.
Yeah, right. He's taking care of them legally or required by the court.
Lamar Jackson getting some action.
See, no one cares. So what we're going to do now, we're going to switch it up.
What's the next topic?
We are going to talk about...
Scratch that. It's Robert Griffin III.
RG3, you can ask a friend of mine, John. I told him when he and Kirk Cousins were drafted on the Redskins, I said Kirk Cousins will be starting over RG3 in 3 years. It ended up being 4 years.
Oh, so you were wrong.
But I was right. I'm going to take credit for it.
Well, that's because RG3 is made of glass.
Well, I kind of saw issues with his game unrelated to the injuries, but those hurt also. But this isn't quite a football scouting podcast, so we don't need to know about...
Well, I will say something pretty negative right now about this game so far.
The ins and
Another interception.
Yeah. Well, welcome to...
less than 5 minutes into the first, 2 picks.
Welcome to preseason football with quarterbacks who aren't necessarily... Why are we talking preseason football?
Because it's the receiver's fault. He dropped it.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not gonna... No more preseason. No one cares.
Well, I'm watching it.
Our listeners don't care. But
That's an assumption.
Another recent story. I guess anyone listening to this, you can kind of tell when we recorded it, because these are all relevant news stories. But because we don't have anything to talk about,
Well, you told them the date at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, right, but this most people don't remember the dates, but they can remember stuff that happens on certain days.
Mm.
So you can kind of tell, because we have nothing to talk about, we're searching for things to talk about. So our current topic is Drew, do you know the game Fortnite?
I played a lot, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretending like I don't know. He and I play pretty regularly. But the Fortnite...
Shout out to Luke and Anthony.
Yeah, Luke Anthony. We may tell you guys about this if you listen to it. Nop, you already know, and Jacob Berwin.
Respectively, yes.
Right. So the Fortnite, they're actually parents who are paying their kids, or they're paying tutors.
There you go.
To train their kids in Fortnite.
Essentially coaches.
Right. And various parents will tell you different reasons for it. From it's just like tutoring them in a sport or not a sport, but training them in a sport or piano or whatever it is. I guess tutor isn't even necessarily the right word.
No, it's not. It's coaching is what it is.
Yeah, it's coaching. So
how about you pull up an article on that?
Don't look at this. I already have one pulled up.
Hey, on time.
I may have already known about this topic ahead of time. So
that's called preparation.
The coaches are being paid about $10 to $20 an hour.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if I do it or not, but I'm not good enough to do it. So a whole nother story there. But I don't know. So this also has a few different ways to look at it. I see it as a kind of... At first, the initial reaction is like, come on, why? And even when you look at it a little more, the reaction is still, come on, why? But, if the kid is actually really good and they could potentially have a future in esports, it could make sense.
No, that's a whole other thing for another day. Esports. Using very lightly the word sports.
No. Let's get into it right now, actually.
No, because I got another thing on this Fortnite coach thing.
Well, all right, get to that. Then we're going to get to esports.
Are the parents doing background checks on the applicants?
Oh, what, like scouting their game, seeing if they're actually good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they just buying their bullshit?
Right.
And they could be really bad.
I mean, it's a great question. I guess they have to rely on the kid to see. And I don't know. Would a kid even want to be coaching in Fortnite?
Probably not.
Like, why?
You just got a kid playing a game, someone's on the couch next to him.
Right.
Build!
Yeah, and then you gotta, once you die, you have to evaluate what you just did, I'm sure. And
yeah.
No kid's gonna want to pause the video game.
Are they doing punishments if they die too fast? Like push-ups or something?
Hey, maybe there we go. There's another positive result of this. Because like most sports training, the kid's not actually going to be successful on the big scale, on the big whatever you want to call it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
in the big picture?
Yeah, sure. And the professional league, most kids aren't going to go pro, just like a sport. So maybe, that maybe this could be another another thing. The kid's active because of punishment. They have to do some push-ups or something. So I'm 99.9 plus 20% certain that they don't have a punishment where they have to do push-ups.
Maybe they got to play a game with no skin on. Just like basic non-battle pass skin.
So for our viewers out
Like
there, yeah. Well, for our viewers out there, Fortnite allows you to purchase skins so you can.
Wait a minute, this is audio. How do we have viewers? You mean listeners?
For our non-Fortnite playing listeners out
There
there,
you go. Live editing.
they let you purchase skins. So when you're
Essentially costumes.
yeah costumes. So you can dress up like a
Astronaut, hunter,
yeah. I mean there's
vampire,
a million things.
soccer player, whatever the fuck's on there.
Soccer player, lots of soccer players. But so you can dress up, so you look cool. And if someone doesn't have a skin, they just kind of have what's called the default, which is a very basic looking person in camo. They kind of get mocked in the community. They're also considered not as good. I'm a no skin, which is what the default skin's called, and I think I'm all right, but I'm sure there are plenty of paying characters who would be able to demolish me. So
For a short time, they took out the option of having no skin.
right, yeah. So it actually became kind of a.
It was controversial.
Oh yeah, the controversy among the 15, 16-year-olds.
Hey, I wanted to go back to no skin sometimes.
Well, that's the thing. You take it away from someone, they all of a sudden start wanting it because
Right.
no one wanted it ahead of time. But we're probably talking a little too much Fortnite. Let's talk esports.
In general?
So-
Or they're not actually sports.
Well, that's where I was going with this because I think most people you'll talk to will say that esports are not a sport.
They're not.
And I used to work at a consulting firm, and one of the we always had these pointless conversations because that's what you do when you're actually trying to work. You do other things that are not work related, and
Make the big bucks.
right, yeah, well, sure. So one of the discussions was what qualifies as a sport, and there's a lot of different opinions.
My opinion is very specific.
Yeah, I'm sure yours is. And I think most people said it was not a sport. I would probably say it's more of a sport than not a sport because most esports have a team aspect to it. There's a team.
This is where we need the Donald Trump drop of saying wrong.
Wrong.
Just press a button. Wrong.
Well, you know what? I'm going to find someone whose...
Touchdown Bears!
I'm going to find someone whose trademark statement is right. And then I'm going to play it
Probably a few people.
when I say something. Yeah, I'm sure
You
there's...
just do Matthew McConaughey.
Or,
All right.
yeah, okay, let's do that. Sure. Stay tuned, listeners. But, so I think we're talking esports. I think esports are I think it's fine and classified as a sport. I don't think there's a really tight definition of a sport. And if there is, it just means you're just not accepting of different types of sports or different types of things. Like, go ahead and what's your definition of a
Are
sport?
you done with your commie nonsense?
What's your definition of a sport?
Well, you have to be an athlete. Requires athleticism, focus.
Focus.
Focus counts for your
check.
your
Go ahead and
case.
check that box.
Okay.
And instead of athleticism, you have dexterity
No.
with your hands. Yeah, you have to be.
that like actual sports too.
You have to be pretty amazing. One of the top streamers,
Oh my
I
goodness.
guess we're probably 6 months removed from that statement. Dr. Disrespect. He used to play college basketball. He was a high-level college basketball
So went from playing a real sport to digging around all day.
and making a ton of money.
I didn't say you can't make money. So it's not a sport. Then again, neither is cross country.
Well, so there we go, and that's the question. Like, does the team aspect come to it, or can it be a solo thing? Because if it has to be team related, you can't count
You
golf.
have to be doing it for something.
You can't count golf.
You can.
If it's team related, you can't.
No,
I
it's
think
team
golf.
related,
I think golf is sport.
Golf is definitely a sport.
But that's a question.
Team related bowling's team related.
You know what the ultimate sport is?
What's that?
War.
War. He has a drink in his hand, and you can tell.
No. That was actually a previous discussion we had where I used to work. We're talking about war being the ultimate sport because it's team related. It does require athleticism if that's your definition. It requires focus.
It requires endurance and like focus for sure.
Right, and the
quick reactions.
The reward for winning is living.
Well, that's a terrible reward.
And if you lose, you die most of the time.
Some people might want to lose.
Well, we're not going to talk.
They're called cynics.
Right, let's not. We're talking about esports here.
You brought up war.
Not suicide.
Let's talk about homicide and genocide, but not suicide.
Right. Well, I guess that's fair.
Suicide's a drink, Paul.
So, sure. Yeah, so I think esports is a sport. My criteria for a sport.
Yes, let's hear this.
And actually, it's not. There's no. I still have a pretty loose definition. But if it's a team thing where you're working towards a goal.
But it has to be a team thing.
And you're competing against someone else who is working towards the same exact goal, and you have a level playing field.
But does it have to be a team thing?
No, it doesn't have to, but that's one way to classify it. It requires... there is a physical component to it. I am not a good aimer in any video game.
What's the physical component of esports?
It's the
You're sitting in a chair.
My phys ed teacher at USC will be mad at me for not knowing this. Actually, he wouldn't care. I didn't care about that class, but there's like this. You have your kind of major motions and your minor motion, and the major motions are just general movement of the arm, but the minor motions are very precise things. And whoever's there who actually knows the terms here, I'm very sorry.
Neither one of those motions take place playing Fortnite.
No, the minor motion is the movement of your hand and the kind of very small little bursts to aim and to, not burst isn't the right term, but small little movements to aim left and right and click, and it's extremely difficult.
I think grasping at straws here.
You know it's difficult. You can't even say it's not.
I didn't say it was easy.
Yeah,
it's easy on the body for sure.
It requires a lot of practice. It's not easy on the body. It's hard on the eyes.
No.
If we're going to go there.
No.
I have to take breaks sometimes.
Well, that's just because you're out of shape.
No. Yeah. I wish I ran more. I'd be better at Fortnite.
Yeah. See?
I'm
messing you up right now.
Yeah, maybe I need to hire a coach so they'll get me to run when I die.
There you go. You got money.
Oh. Well, I'm getting married, so you got money isn't necessarily an accurate statement anymore.
You had money.
That's good stuff.
Keep it down. She's in the other room.
Well, she's probably got headphones in, so...
Good point. You say whatever we want.
I wouldn't do that anyway for all my listeners and mother-in-law or father-in-law or anyone listening. I would never do that.
Any potential relatives
right.
in the future.
I promise, yes. Whoever's listening to this in 2022, I promise.
Assuming podcasts are still a thing.
Well, they can be a thing. They might not be a current thing, but they're a thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you're saying.
Classic, retro.
Right. So
Can I tell you what a sport is now?
Sure.
Okay, so requires athleticism, focus,
sure,
an ultimate goal, whether it be by week, by day, by year. Do you get paid for it?
Oh, paid for it? No. That can't be. That can't.
Professional sports.
No, because like the Olympics. Then you're saying
most of those are not sports.
All right, now see, here's the deal.
They're games. They're called the Olympic Games.
I feel like
there are games, athletic events, and sports.
In this discussion, up until now, I was on the minority side. But would you say that Olympics events are not sports? Okay, minority opinion side here. You saying that the sports, the events in Olympics are not sports?
Some, yes.
Moves you to the minority. What's an Olympic event that's not a sport?
Swimming.
Oh no! That requires so much athleticism.
That is an athletic event.
No, all right.
Because most of the time you do it for fun.
Well, so here we go, listeners. So you can kind of get a picture here. I think Drew is more on the strict definition of sport.
Absolutely.
And you can find me more on the correct side of determining what's a sport. And we'll just leave it at that.
Paul is essentially a liberal when it comes to sports. He likes to think he's right.
I don't know. See, we're not getting into politics. I don't get into politics. You're not getting into politics.
I don't know shit about politics.
Neither do I. But you just threw politics in there.
Liberal just means, like, more adaptive to, like, change.
That's true.
Shit.
Okay, actually, you know what? You're right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
I know words.
No more politics talk, though. That's
I don't want to talk politics ever.
No one
They're
does.
essentially pointless.
Yeah, no one. Well, see, we're talking politics.
Alright, we can call it politics.
No.
P-A-U-L.
Oh, there we go.
Like your name.
Yeah, politics.
You can have your own segment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would carry a segment, I think.
See?
Speaking of carrying a segment, I'm going to go ahead and carry us on over to the next segment.
Oh, transition.
Potentially the best segue I'll ever have in this show. So everyone, mark...
That is a Colin Mockery level segue there.
Mark August 2nd, 2018 as the date that I was successful in a segue. So we're going to do a little segment we called, Is It Really That Bad? And what we're going to do here is discuss what could be considered insignificant. You know, if you're small-minded, you might consider these insignificant discussions, but we think they're pretty...
Open up your brains, people!
We think they're pretty important.
Open your brains, people!
That was a pretty good joke.
I'm aware.
So today's topic for Is It Really That Bad? Is the reading of headlines of an article without actually reading the article.
Is it really that bad, huh?
Right.
Where do you stand on that?
So... I think I'm like most people. I like to see what happened, but I don't really care.
I agree with that.
So, you read the headline, you see that like this it's funny, we've discussed Blake Griffin here and Fortnite coaches. I read the headline and I didn't really read the article. so if you can
I didn't read shit. I heard it on the radio.
Exactly. If you can make a podcast, quality of the podcast is not important. If you can make a podcast...
Listening to this, your standards are not very high.
If you can make a podcast based off of just the headline, then it's not a big deal. Maybe you missed some important details. But, I don't know.
Now, if you're reading the headline only, are you, spreading rumors based on the headline?
That's
or are you
true.
Just taking it for yourself?
That's true. We're talking
that info in.
I actually, you're right there, because I feel like I've acted irresponsibly here, because I'm acting like a good quality podcast means you only have to read the headline, which isn't true. Because I don't know.
You got to do research most of the time.
Well, yeah, most of the time. I guess we get the gist of these articles. It's not like a million parents are hiring Fortnite coaches. It's just a few that it makes the news, but.
If we're talking about sodas or wrestling, I don't have to research shit.
That's true. Here, I you know what?
And we're talking about the color gray, you don't have to research anything either.
See, all right, for our audience, I'm generally a pretty interesting person. Drew just, he doesn't quite see my brilliance. So that's on him. That's
if he were a spice, he'd be flour. Credit to Bob's Burgers for that one.
Bob's Burgers, my beautiful fiance loves Bob's Burgers and has me really liking Bob's too. But I don't even know that joke. But
it's in the show.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm interesting.
I've lost track of what we're doing right now.
But no, see, I'm interesting and I'm funny, and I'm just pretty all around great. I'm not average. I'm great.
He's the epitome of average. Average height, average build. He's white. He's got a dog.
Don't bring race into this.
It's obvious that we're both white.
Now, you see, I think someone out there thinks I am Hispanic with a really weird accent.
I doubt it.
No, see, someone out there of our 2 listeners is thinking I'm Hispanic.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, I guess I'm overestimating our
That's 2 more than ever.
Our current reach. Well, here's the deal. Everyone listening in 2022, like I was saying, there was a time when we didn't have a large audience. I know it's hard to believe, but and this is that time. We are recording August 2nd, 2018. In case I haven't told you the date yet.
3 times. let's get back to this whole headline versus article that deal.
Yeah, I guess we got kind of sidetracked. So, and I was kind of on the other side in my initial is it really that bad part of this discussion. But I'm going to kind of go on the other side. I think it is important if you are reading the headline and then talking to other people about it without actually reading the article, then maybe it's probably a bad thing.
I mean, you can talk about it like, hey, do you see this article?
Right, but
you just can't spread rumors.
The problem is, if it's not about rumors, you spread small misinformation. The next person who hears well, it's not a rumor. Like I'm not spreading a rumor that Blake Griffin is giving his fiance child support.
That's fair.
It's a story that I'm reading. It's not a rumor. I'm not gossiping. Though I'm actually reading about it was first reported according to a gossip blog, but they're the ones rumoring.
You're just spreading secondhand news,
right? But anyway, so this article, it's saying Blake Griffin's ordered to pay $250,000 a month in child support, and the overwhelming reaction, I'm guessing, I don't know, is probably pretty negative toward the mother of his children, because that's a lot of money. And people could be questioning her motives. But if you read it, it's not like someone he knew for one day. This is a ex-fiance. They were married and had 2 children, so it's not
married, engaged.
Right. They were engaged and had 2 children, so they were serious. They were heading towards marriage, where he could have actually ended up giving her a lot more money.
No, she signed a prenup.
Oh, well, a marriage where she still would have been doing pretty well.
Yes.
And so, it's not like she's just trying to trap him. She wasn't just trying to trap him into child support payments. From what
I understand, like I said earlier, he left her.
Right, and that fact, if true, I can't confirm.
That's what I understand.
That fact would help her case in this theoretical court trial of judgment and social media.
You get judged in a court trial? Son of a gun.
Well, I mean, yes.
It's a joke.
Yes,
That's the whole point of a court trial.
See, because my humor's kind of on another level, I don't always pick up on his
level is lack of.
Well, you know what?
No, I don't.
No, I don't either. I got nothing else to talk about.
Well, I don't even know how long we've been going.
35 minutes.
That's not bad.
No, we do pretty well.
Yeah, I still got more to do, though.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk some more.
No other topics written down?
No. Oh, you know what?
No, what?
Let's move on to... we can talk about Dr. Pepper.
And how it's not great?
I was telling Drew earlier, we're not going to talk about soda, because I think despite the fact that a lot of people drink soda, I think most people don't really care to hear about it. I may be wrong, and actually I probably am wrong to an extent.
Shock.
But if you ask me my favorite soda, it's pretty clearly Dr. Pepper. I'm not a huge soda drinker, but if I am going to drink a soda by itself, it's going to be Dr. Pepper. I think potentially my favorite occasion to drink a soda, besides a rum and Coke, my favorite drink, by the way. Shout out to Kingsley people.
What?
Just Dr.
No, you gotta expand on the Kingsley thing.
I used to work at Kingsley, and they all know me as the rum and Coke guy.
Oh, okay.
Just like I think they know me as the Reuben guy. I hope they know me as the Reuben guy.
And rum and Coke guy.
Right. And
what a combination.
Well, I have taste. I think we've already established this, and I think most people listening can kind of...
Everyone has taste. Is it good or bad?
Good taste. Good taste.
Your taste is pretty bad.
No, it's
when it comes to drinks.
Pretty darn good. I think when it comes to taste, I'm pretty much an authority on most things. And I'm for sure. So anyway, Dr. Pepper. For me, like if I take a mid-afternoon nap that's really just recharging and just really leaves me parched when I wake up, there's nothing better than a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is not to quench thirst.
Well, it is when you're taking an afternoon nap, like a 2 to 3 hour nap, one that really kind of knocks you out and
When do you have time to do that?
disorients you. Come on, it's a weekend.
Oh, weekend thing, sure.
Yeah, I mean today is Thursday for us, August 2nd, 2018. In case
Is that a theme now?
I think we're gonna make it a theme.
Saying the date.
I think so.
I'm fine with that.
It's Thursday, August 2nd, 2018. I think it's not a weekend right now, but in a couple days I could take a nap and just wake up and decide I want to drink a Dr. Pepper, and it'll be extremely satisfying. And I think that's how it's gonna go.
I'm fine with that.
Drew he's just looking at his score for his boring.
No, I was checking a text message.
Okay, even more not relevant
work
to me.
related.
No.
Not relevant to you, no.
But I think I think you agreed to something Dr. Pepper related, which is how I knew you weren't paying attention. So
I said it was a good mixer with Fireball.
he said that off air. This is his first time saying it on air, which is progress.
I'm saying it now.
It's progress.
But by itself, it is not good.
I see. Go ahead and explain your reasoning for the audience.
Here's the deal.
So I
used to love Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
More so than Paul does now.
Right, he did. That's correct.
Big fan of Coke and Coke products.
Yes, that's correct.
Technically, they are an RC product, but they are sold and bottled by Coke.
I'm actually sorry. Let me throw something. I think I'm one of the rare people who used to prefer Pepsi to Coke, but have since changed their mind.
Good.
I don't know people who change their mind much, but I'm pretty open-minded. So
especially around here, a lot of people stuck in their ways.
Yeah, I'm just not stuck in my ways.
By the way, we're shooting this on the moon, so.
Oh yeah, so we're shooting this from a beautiful Greenville, South Carolina, the straw capital of the world.
I don't know if that's real.
Someday, when kind of the industry dies down, we're going to be sitting there, wondering what happened to Greenville, and then we're just going to look over at the last straw factory and be like,
"This is the dumbest thing in the history of all podcasts."
This is the last straw.
No, we got that. Just that whole bullshit story arc there.
No, see, you just don't understand.
We just lost our 2 listeners.
No. See, that statement there are 2 people right now who kind of telepathically heard that statement, or whatever the phrase is, and have realized they need to listen to our podcast. I just doubled our audience.
To 4?
4, I know. Now
spreading like a wildfire. Can I keep talking about Dr. Pepper?
Oh yeah, sure. Do what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so great mixer with Fireball.
Right. Yep.
Great drink. Really sweet.
Right.
Gets the job done.
Uh-huh.
By itself, Robitussin.
Oh no.
It's way too sweet. Kind of metally.
No.
On ice, by itself doesn't matter.
No.
Diet Dr. Pepper is so much better than its regular counterpart.
I just don't like diet.
It has an aftertaste, but it's like weaker. It's not as sweet.
Well, so for me, the diet thing isn't even aftertaste.
What is it?
The taste. the taste when you're actually drinking it, not the aftertaste, which is also terrible. I'm talking the taste itself.
I could go on about a lot of diet sodas that are better than their regular counterpart. Not just Dr. Pepper.
Well, you know what?
But we're on Dr. Pepper now. I'm sticking to it.
Right, yeah.
I used to love it, like I said. Now I hate it.
This will hopefully be the only time we talk about it.
I don't want to say hate. I just don't like it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't.
Other sodas are much better.
I didn't even notice the hate until you.
I'm also kind of souring on Coke.
Whoa! All right, so
that's another day.
For our listeners out there, yeah, we'll throw it for another day. Let's just say that's
another day.
Yep, that's a pretty significant statement. But our listeners don't care about soda. Let's talk.
You don't know that.
I guess that's true. For that special person out there.
A lot of assumptions today.
Well, you know what? For that special person out there who really enjoys talking about soda, this one's for you. Bless up.
What?
Bless up.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean much. Just like kind of like I'm pounding my chest twice up in the air. You know what I mean?
So Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. But really not whatever.
I'm done my rant on Dr. Pepper.
I should
It's not good, that's it.
Well, yeah, I'd really try not to drink soda, like I said, but sometimes you take a nap, you wake up, you need it.
Does it have to be right after a nap?
I mean, I drink it on other occasions, and I don't take many 2 to 3 hour naps that cause me to need it.
Oh, just woke up, need a soda.
Every morning, it's my coffee, basically.
There is a lady who does that.
It's not my coffee, though. So you know what? We can talk about coffee.
What about it?
I
like coffee.
See, I do too. But
I love it.
Well, I had to train myself to like it, basically. When I was graduating from college, I knew I would need to... I wouldn't need to. I figured it'd be good to be able to drink some coffee just to get the day going.
Now, are you a black coffee or cream and sugar guy?
Black all the way.
No! Hot debate coming up.
Yeah, so I guess this is a little different from our soda debate because you like the less flavored...
Coffee is much more popular
diet soda.
Among millennials.
Well, that's because it's like the pumpkin spice mocha latte, Quarissimo frappuccino.
That's not a thing. It might be, I don't fucking know.
I made up Quarissimo, but
That's
everything else was everything else was coffee related.
For the most part.
So coffee for me has started actually giving me headaches.
Sometimes. Well, that's just caffeine.
Right, but because I'm staring at a computer screen all day for work, it causes me to I don't know, the strain of my eyes and the coffee just sometimes gives me a headache, and then I gotta take a nap.
Yeah, this sounds like an HR complaint.
And you know what I have to do after that nap?
From The Office.
Drink a Dr. Pepper.
He has no Dr. Pepper in his house.
No, I don't, and I actually don't after those naps because I don't want more caffeine from my caffeine-induced headache. But drink Dr. Pepper.
Not a sponsor.
Yet. No, they would half sponsor us, so I'll get all the proceeds.
If they sponsor us, I'd bring you the fuck out of it. Are you kidding me?
No. I'm getting all the proceeds.
It would just be free Dr. Pepper.
Well, we could have a sponsorship.
What about Dr. Pepper clothing? They have awesome shirts.
I can't say I know about soda clothing. I'm not up on that fashion trend.
Walmart graphic tees.
But we should get two sponsors. One is Dr. Pepper, and then one is your
Mr. Pibb.
One. Oh well, that'd be interesting.
Clash of Styles.
One is your favorite soda.
And I don't know what my favorite is now.
And then
probably Cheerwine.
Okay, so I'll have Dr. Pepper. You'll have Cheerwine.
Cheerwine.
And then
what
we'll do is the sponsor's condition will be they only have to pay us if we win the debate.
What?
So we'll debate about the sodas. We'll debate about the sodas. Our 4 listeners will vote on who wins.
There's 4 of them. 2 and 2.
Well, unless you're listening in 20...
We'll get your fiance in on this.
Well, she'll be one of the 4 maybe.
She'll be the swing vote.
Okay, alright, yeah. She'll be the 5th vote. And then whoever wins, they get paid. The loser doesn't.
Paid actual money or...
From the advertisers, yeah.
Just give me Cheerwine.
Okay, well, I'd prefer money, advertisers. I'd rather not get paid.
I will take the soda.
I don't want to get paid in Cheerwine, gum, Dr. Pepper, all the above.
Also, if Jack Links would like to sponsor, always down for beef jerky.
Yeah, beef jerky's really expensive, so I only get it when it was on.
That's a whole other topic right there.
When it was on sale in Kroger. Well, it's so expensive because it's a lot of meat just compressed into...
Well, we're going to have to save that for another day. I can talk about that for a good 10 minutes.
Okay, well, we won't have to talk about that.
But Cheerwine, open to sponsorships. You're local, make it happen.
All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to get a random word generator, and we are going to play the rhyme game.
Why do you got to be all whispery?
Because we don't actually have...
we will have sound drops and sound effects and all that good stuff coming up.
Someday will be a real podcast. But on today's date, August 2nd, 2018,
Making sure you know.
We don't actually have.
Hold on. Let me get my time right now.
Oh, you know what? The funniest thing?
8:56 p.m. local.
Thursday, 8/2/2018.
The real Independence Day, August 2nd.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
history.
Right.
If you don't know it, fuck off.
Shout out to Kingsley.
Shout out to DJ Bucktooth.
Shout out to that male lady who's deaf but it does an amazing job at the post office. She's awesome.
What?
Bless up.
What?
There's a lady at the post office who's deaf, so she has a little.
I'm doing an impression of the deaf post office lady.
You know what?
What? I'm like Stone Cold Steve Austin over here.
So let's do this. Yes,
let's rhyme game now.
Rhyme game, and the funniest part is, so I went to wordcounter.net, and they have a random word generator.
Nice.
And the first word they have is orange. I'm not even kidding.
Well, we lose.
But it wasn't a randomly generated word, so I don't know why it's there.
Randomly generate a word.
All right, so how it's going to work. I'm going to generate a word. Drew's going to try and say one that rhymes. If he can't, he loses.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got to be 3 seconds or something reasonable.
I have an extensive vocabulary.
Yeah, except for I beat him in Boggle pretty regularly.
He has never beaten me once.
Oh, my goodness.
He did win the last single round we played.
And you know what? We only played one round that night, so I'm going to take the dub. Dub stands for W, which stands for win.
I might let him have that one. So it feels a little better.
It doesn't feel right.
Lifetime record for me, 98-1.
I'm not going to take credit for that one. It doesn't seem right.
Okay, then 98-1. You can ask his family.
No. All right, so we're getting in this random word generator here. And so Drew will say a word that rhymes within a reasonable amount of time or else he loses. Then I'll say it, and then we'll keep going back and forth. It's a drinking game, but I guess I'm drinking, so.
I have a cup, with Diet Dr. Pepper in it, because it is good.
Not as good as Dr. Pepper.
Not a sponsor. The live laughter makes it, guys.
All right. It may actually ruin the show. I'm sorry, people. But we'll, all right, so I'm going to generate one word. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What do we got?
Vengeful.
Vengeful?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Nope, he loses.
Vengeful.
All right.
Are there even words that rhyme with that?
Revengeful.
That's stupid. We need basic words here.
Well, I don't think it lets me do a basic word.
Just keep randomly generating.
All right.
Till you find something that.
Oh, this is a good one. Self.
Shelf.
Wealth.
No. I thought you said that was a good one.
Well, I thought it was a good one.
It wasn't.
It was better than the last one. All right, here goes another. Grade.
Grade?
Mm-hmm.
As in grade A paper?
He's taking too long. That's a point for me.
Paid.
No. You took... No. Nope. Next. Sister.
Mister.
That was the only one I knew.
There's so many more.
Like what?
Lister. Blister. Fister.
I'm still better in Boggle.
You don't know shit.
All right. One more. Chubby.
Tubby.
That was the only one I had, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Give me another.
Hubby.
That doesn't count. I mean, it does. But give me another.
Processing.
I'm still better at Boggle.
He makes it sound like he's playing password. These are some complex words for a rhyme game.
Well, it's not a rhyme generator. It's just a random word generator.
Find a rhyme generator.
That's not a thing.
You don't know that.
No, that's not a thing. Let's talk about Bitcoin.
Pure speculation. What about Bitcoin?
It is amazing that you said pure speculation as soon as I said Bitcoin.
Why?
Because most people would say it's just pure speculation as an investment.
I mean, I've never invested in it.
Well, right, but I'm saying... Because you were saying pure speculation to the rhyme generator thing, right?
Yes.
Right. And I just said Bitcoin, and not even a second to think about it, you said pure speculation. Which is what most people consider Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, not a sponsor.
A purely...
I cracked on Mike.
A purely speculative investment is what people call Bitcoin.
Who calls it that?
I think most people who are fans of the stock market or real estate or other safer investments would say that Bitcoin is just a speculative investment, kind of like a penny stock. I don't know where I stand on that, so I'm not actually saying I believe it's purely speculative.
All cryptocurrency is a roller coaster.
Well, so it's true. I have invested in Bitcoin before. I've also invested in Litecoin.
What about Dogecoin?
I've invested in Dogecoin. My poor friend Peter, actually, he gave me $20 to invest in Dogecoin. And next thing I know, I didn't know where it was.
$20 or the coin?
Well, so it's $20 that was it was converted to coin. So by losing the coins, I lost the $20. In the time when we realized the Dogecoin had gone up significantly, so it's probably worth like $40.
Woo!
Yeah, I know.
Not as much as your Bitcoin fiasco.
Oh goodness. So
tell the people about your investment in Bitcoin.
Yeah, when it was $120.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Like 2012?
I think I heard of our 4 listeners, I think I heard a half a listener gasp in exasperation.
Half a listener, huh?
Yep, half a listener. Listener.
A listener? Malaprops.
Malaprops. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna continue my story. Not a sponsor.
What?
I don't know. We'll cut that part.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin, I bought them when they were $120. I bought $1,000 worth and sold when it was $180. Thought I made a nice profit. I felt like a smart investor, really shrewd. Just knew what I was doing.
You didn't make a bad move. You just didn't wait long enough.
Right. See, I'm a pretty impatient person when it comes to investments, which is really the worst type of person when it comes to investments.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same way. I just don't do it.
I'm getting better at it, but that's just how it goes. So the Bitcoins, so I bought them 120. For those who don't know, I don't know what Bitcoin was worth at one time, like 18,000 or something stupid per.
Highest I saw was 15. That
Yeah.
was a little while ago.
So realistically, my $1,000 investment could have been worth, because I think I bought 7 Bitcoins. We'll do 7 times 15,000. You can do that math, or I'll do it here.
My man Hayden Hurst in the game.
No one.
You should care about that. You went to USC.
So I'm a pretty bad alumni.
He didn't care about any sports there.
Mostly.
Never went to
true.
a football game.
I went to 1 or 2.
Eh.
My freshman and sophomore year. I almost went to 1, but I was in Cincinnati.
Were they free?
Yeah. As a student, they're free.
Hey, that's nice.
Yep. So anyway, my 1,000 or maybe 2,000, whatever it was, I think it was $1,000 Bitcoin investment would have been worth at one time $105,000. True story. I can show every single one of our many listeners the screenshot.
We are not video capable as yet.
Yeah, but eventually we'll set up a social media. Not today, August 2nd, 2018. But eventually we'll set up a social media and we'll just see how it goes.
Well, we can do that anytime.
Yep.
We just need a logo, pictures of us,
Well, yeah.
an email address,
Right.
other contact info
Right.
for the listeners to contact us. Contact info.
You done yet?
No. Now I am.
So we, I want to talk about, we really should be wrapping this up. I'm sorry, people.
We have a lot to cut. We can just keep going for a little bit.
You're probably pulling up to work right now, and I know you don't want to leave your car until the podcast is done. I appreciate it. I'm sorry.
You got to stick around till the end.
Right. So we're going to talk about.
Big surprise at the end.
Oh yeah. I don't even know what it is.
I'm just going to shout into the mic.
Okay. All right.
I won't tell you what I'm going to shout though.
Okay. Okay. So I know you've seen In-Betweeners.
I have.
Which is a British comedy
Not the
show.
American version.
British, right? The British version.
Don't watch the American version.
No, it's
I don't like hipsters, but it's really bad.
No, right? Yeah, no, it's not something where it's like, oh, the old one's so much better.
The British is so much better.
Yeah.
In every way.
Yeah, it's not like that, but it's much better. But
it's much funnier.
so In-Betweeners I found a Canadian show because I guess these countries have different senses of humors.
Different senses of humors.
And senses of humors.
That's.
I found a Canadian. You don't know what you're talking about. I found a Canadian
Most
show.
of the time.
Right. I found a Canadian show called Letterkenny.
Called what?
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny.
Right.
What is that?
So I was Hillary's my fiance. We were watching the show. The first episode, it was like
Where were you watching this show?
in our living room.
But like on what?
Hulu.
Not a sponsor. I keyed that one up. Set it right up on the tee.
Right. So we were
Once
watching.
again, we would love Hulu to be a sponsor.
Right, but so I was watching it on Hulu, and we were just the first episode. It was like nothing I've ever seen on TV. We could not figure out just the way they were talking, the way the show was structured. It didn't seem like a real show, and it didn't seem like they were trying to be a real show. I don't know how to explain it.
Now, are we talking like heavy Canadian accents?
Yeah, they've got the Canadian accents, but they're like country Canadians. They're out in the country. They're on a farm. And I don't know how else to describe it. It's a pretty incredible show. So if we've got any In-Betweener fans out there, watch it. Watch Letterkenny. It's really funny.
How does it compare to the In-Betweeners?
So In-Betweeners, a little more immature,
Yeah, well, they're teenagers.
right? Allegedly.
Well, I haven't seen Letterkenny, so I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, well, so it's In-Betweeners is set in high school. Letterkenny's set in the town of Letterkenny. I don't know if it's a real town or not. Maybe that my Canadian audience can hit me up.
There you go.
But yeah, it's a little more mature, I guess. Not even the right way to describe it. Just fine. I think it's a really funny show, and you know what?
No, what?
I don't think we should have an American spinoff.
Well, usually American spinoffs / their own version of foreign shows fuck things up.
Except,
The Office.
and
We can talk
except,
about The Office. I can for 2 episodes alone.
but also except
Except what?
the other one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Whose line is it anyway?
That was British?
Yes,
I was unaware.
exactly. It's a good show. It's good. The British version is good, but it's not the American show.
The American show's so good.
Yeah, so I named my dog after Laura Hall, everyone. I promise I'm a normal, sane human being.
She is rarely, if ever, on a piano.
Yeah, I haven't gotten her to play the piano yet. And
If you don't understand any of this, go watch the show.
Yeah, you know.
Uncultured fuck.
So we've probably talked the last 5 minutes about shows that most of our audience has not actually listened to. Or watched. Watched. I'm confusing listened and watched.
Yeah. All our viewers out there.
Right, yeah. All our viewers, yep. Sorry, you two right there. We'll do better in the future when there's 3 of you. So you know what? I'm going to wrap it up. We're an hour. I think we had a good show.
An hour, well, that's solid.
Yeah, I think I can really carry a show, and you'll do what you can. So I want to thank. Let's see. I want to thank Dave & Buster's.
Why Dave & Buster's?
Because looking at like this hand unicorn puppet that we got last time we were there.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Funny puppet.
Yeah, real funny. I've never actually used it.
I want to thank all the sponsor, non-sponsors from
Right.
today.
Well, Dr. Pepper,
Cheerwine, Hulu.
Cheerwine, Hulu. We'll throw in Letterkenny and In-Betweeners.
Yeah, let's throw them in. BBC in general.
BBC, yeah.
Whatever the Canadian station is.
I don't know what it is. I actually don't know.
Maybe it's only on Hulu.
Yeah, maybe. Who else do we have to thank? Laura Hall, thank you.
She is lying on her bed.
No, I'm talking the pianist. And my dog. Everyone knows, I named my dog Laura Hall because she is a girl dog, and there weren't any main female characters. The only one I knew regularly was Laura Hall on the piano. I forget the lady. Actually, there are a couple ladies who do.
The guitar was Diane Taylor.
No, Linda Taylor.
Linda Taylor?
Right.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
Peter called her Linda Taylor multiple times.
Okay. And the new host, Aisha Tyler.
Aisha Tyler, that's true, but I got Laura Hall before Aisha Tyler, I think.
Right.
Also, Aisha Tyler, she's not like she's fine. She's
not Drew Carey.
Well, and she wasn't like an original there the whole time, and Laura Hall was like the main woman who was there.
Fact.
Pretty consistently. So, I love Colin, love Ryan, but I can't name my girl dog Colin Mockery. Partly because of the hair, partly because she's a girl. Sorry, Colin. I really love you.
Sound logic.
Right. So, thank you, Who's Line. Thank you, thank you, my 1,000 milligram fish oil.
Thank you, Blake Griffin.
Thank you to Rum and Coke and Rubens. I'll always thank you.
Thank you, Bryn Cameron.
Bryn Cameron, right.
Matt Leinart.
And the various Fortnite coaches out there. Really,
whoever you are stealing money.
Keep up the good work.
Maybe.
Yeah.
To all the parents of the kids with Fortnite coaches, go fuck yourself.
Let's be a little nicer here. I think.
Go frick yourself.
No, I think it's valuable that you're trying to connect with your kids. I think there may be a better way to do it.
No, they're pushing coaches on their kids to get away from their kids.
I think no. Some of them like to play with their kids.
We're not going on a tangent at the end of the episode.
Well, okay. You know what?
For another week.
I think we got to record tomorrow. I'm not done talking.
I got plans tomorrow.
Well, then I'm going to record by myself because I need to record. So, thank you, everyone. This has been The Last Straw. We will continue to bring you high-quality content such as today. It will not come on August 2nd, 2018. I will try and get an episode August 2nd, 2019. I don't know if it's a Thursday. It may not be. So this is kind of a once in a lifetime type show.
That's how you sell it.
Yep. So thank you, everyone. We will be back. We will have more to talk about with our various broad conversation topics because we have no direction. We may never have a direction. Maybe you'll give us a direction and we'll listen, or we won't. Really, I'm talking here.
Spinning his wheels.
Right. I think I'm not a super talkative person, but I'm talking.
It's the alcohol.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right. Shout out to Rum and Coke.
Again.
Shout out to Rubens.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A, not a sponsor.
Hulu.
I already said them.
Letterkenny.
Once again, already said them.
Sundown Naturals fish oil, 1,000 milligram capsules.
Shout out to Epson printers.
Right, Epson, yeah. High quality, a little slow, a little weird because they print in reverse order.
Never going to be a sponsor.
No, they're still good though. Epson, I love you. Come back, please.
Shout out to Dell Computers.
Dell, yep.
Big fan of Dell.
Yeah, except for the batteries. Sometimes the battery's a little funky.
Once again, never going to be a sponsor. You keep trashing them.
No, I'm sorry, Dell. Please come back. But all right. So I'm going to wrap it up now. I think we've said our piece. We'll lessons from today. Fortnite.
I have a good outro, by the way. So
let me
wrap yours up real quick.
I do want to say the lessons. It's good to try and encourage your children to get better, advance. Fortnite is not necessarily the best way to do it, but maybe as a parent, it's the only.
Make sure your kids go outside.
Right, it's good, but maybe as a parent, it's the only thing you can get your kid to do and really engage in. So I understand. Bryn Cameron, I'm sorry you had to lose Blake Griffin's as a future partner. I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry for you at all.
That didn't work out, but congratulations on the new paycheck. Random word generator, thank you for giving me orange as the first word to rhyme. I'm still pretty astounded because orange is notoriously the word that you can't rhyme, and somehow it came up. So you know what? Like I said, August 2nd, 2018 has been a legendary day. We'll be back.
And remember, everyone, this last straw does not suck.